Welcome back to Recipes for Success with G-Man. Back here in 2022 to present some recipes for you guys to cook up and get some wins. On the docket this week is Madison traveling to first place leader in the OCC, Ashland, who is on a 2-game win streak. And guess who scored 79 points combined in both those games? Luke got that juice. The guy's bringing all the sauce to the table. And today, the peanut butter jar? No, this is the Luke Dembo jar. And instead of just taking some scoops, we're gonna put the whole bucket in there because he puts buckets all night long in the bucket and he's gonna dominate. He's gonna get every point he can get and the arrows are gonna need it. More importantly, in my opinion, is their side dish, Luke Jurjevic. Man chases down rebounds, he lives in the paint, he eats up boards like Storm eats Christmas cookies. They're gonna need him to have a big night, especially a double-double, to beat a very hot Madison team here at home. And those are gonna be two ingredients if Ashland wants to continue their win streak and notch it up to 3 over a very tough Madison Ram squad. Now let's move on to the Rams. Now for Madison, it's pretty simple. You gotta stop Luke Dembo. The Dembo stew, the Dembo sauce, get it off the burners, get it off the heat, shut the breakers off, turn the electric off, whatever you gotta do, Madison, to get a big win. He's gotta be under at least 15 points if you want any shot and going into Ashland and getting a big win at the Arrow Arena. After that's all said and done, put your mixture on some heat, and this will be your result. An OCC clash on Friday night, live and free, only on the OH Report? Man, I can't wait. Catch you next time next week here on Recipes for Success with G-Man. We out.
Last few years have not been kind to the Madison Rams. In each of the last 3 seasons, they have finished the season with a losing record. In fact, they started this year 2-4. But since then, they've won 7 of their last 8. And even though they may not win the OCC, they can have a say in who does. Tonight, they are at Ashland as they take on the Arrows. It's the Madison Rams and the Ashland Arrows. Coming up next.
Here we go now. We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Lender, craftsman, dog dead. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware. Montgomery Scott pregame show. We are at Ashland tonight as the Ashland Arrows host the Madison Rams. Ashland at 10-4 overall. They're 5-2 in the OCC. The Madison Rams 9-5 overall. They are 3-4 in conference play. I am Brian Harter along with Gregg Collins, and this is going to be a pretty good matchup. The Madison Rams have really struggled over the last few years, having losing seasons in each of those 3 years, but this year it's a little bit of a different story on Esley Lane.
It certainly is, and we haven't had a chance to see him play this year. I'm really looking forward to it. And there can't be anybody in the area that is hotter right now, playing as well as Madison is playing. Certainly with that win they had Tuesday night with Lex, just tells you that they're a team to be reckoned with this remainder of the season.
Well, and it all really starts at the top. They've got new leadership and new head coach in Chris Armstrong, and in talking to him before the game tonight, he is incredibly positive. He is talking about how he has changed the culture at Madison, and so far his players seem to be buying in.
Yeah, and he's out here in pregame just talking to all the kids, clapping it up, getting the kids excited. He knows this is going to be a tough opponent tonight, playing on the road in Ashland, but we're talking about a Madison team that I think has been the surprise of the area.
Now, he was an assistant under Tim Mergel, who left to take the Ontario job. He was an assistant with Coach Mergel for 4 seasons. So there's some familiarity that the players have with him. So it's not like a stranger coming in. He's not changing a whole lot of things, but he did tell me he has done a lot to really change the culture, and he's focusing on player development.
Well, I'm sure anytime a new coach comes in, even though this is someone from within the program, you're going to put your thumbprint on the team. And certainly whatever he has been doing, it's been working. And again, we have not seen them play yet, but they're offensively, they're scoring a lot of points. They're playing a lot of close basketball games, but they're winning those close basketball games.
Madison started the season 2-4, but they've won 7 of their last 8, including the last 3 over West Holmes, Orville, and Tuesday night they got a big win over Lexington, and that was a win that he feels really gave this team some confidence, and now they're starting to believe because they knocked off one of the OCC's best.
Well, exactly, and certainly the biggest team in the area and in the conference, and a team that when they went to Lexington earlier in the year, they played them tough. It was a close basketball game. This time, though, in a very, very low-scoring game. I think a game that we're not going to see tonight a game in the 40s. That was a game where first team to 43 is going to win the game.
Now, they already have 4 conference losses, so this is a team that is really not playing for the OCC title, but the tournament draw is coming up. They're going to be playing for seeding. So in order for them to get a decent draw, a win over a team like Ashland is big for them.
Well, it is. And certainly anytime you get a conference win, that's a feather in your cap. But you're right. With tournament draws coming up, anytime you play a contender, anytime you play a team with an equal or better record, if you can squeak out a win, especially if it's on their home court, that's going to help when all these coaches get together and draw for the tournament.
So the keys for tonight's game for the Madison Rams, one, they have to protect the perimeter and not let a guy like Grayson Sturry go off.
Well, Grayson Sturry is certainly a very good basketball player, but I still think it's going to be Dimbo. I mean, look at the weekend he had last weekend. And, I know a lot of coaches are talking about, well, we're going to let Dimbo get his, try to hold Sturry. Well, last weekend, Dimbo had, 37 on his off night, 38 on his off night, scored over 40 the next night on his big night. So, you can't afford a player scoring in the mid to high 30s and then have other players like Sturry who can score double figures. I believe last Saturday night he scored 20. But when you have a partner that scores 42, you're going to get overshadowed a little bit.
Yeah, on the other side, you have the Ashland Arrows. They're a team that started the season with a win over Norwalk and Sandusky before losing to Lexington. Since then, they've won 8 of their last 11, but 2 of those losses, we have seen them. They got beat by Mansfield Senior, and they got beat by Shelby. Now, I'm hoping Jason Hess doesn't put that together and decide that we're some kind of a jinx.
Well, did you see his facial expression when we walked in? He wasn't the happiest camper, that's for sure. But, the last game we had of Ashland, which, as you mentioned, was their loss to Mansfield Senior just took it right to them. They did everything offensively, defensively, everything the Mansfield Senior wanted to do, they were able to do that night. Anything that Jason Hess wanted to do just did not get accomplished that night. But things have changed. They're still at the top of the conference. They share it right now with, Mount Vernon right now, a game over Lexington. So every game is mucho important.
Now the keys for tonight's game for Ashland, he feels they have to force tempo. If this game is in the 60s and 70s, he likes his team's chances against Madison, and he also wants to make sure that they don't get easy looks at the basket.
Well, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think Madison is a team that likes to get up and down the court. Now, for those Madison fans that saw the game against Lexington, well, that's a little bit different. Because of Lexington's size, Madison, and it looked like it worked, did a great job of trying to take away the interior and letting Lexington do what they wanted outside. Tonight it's going to be much different. I think both teams are going to get up and down the court.
Now, what does this look like as far as the conference standings are concerned? Well, the Ashland Arrows are in a first-place tie with Mount Vernon, both teams at 5-2. Lexington suffering a tough loss to Madison, getting their third conference loss. They're 5-3. Madison right behind at 3-4. And again, I'm not so sure that they're playing for an OCC title right now, but they really want to finish this season strong and possibly make a good tournament run.
Well, exactly right. The tournament run and also their place in the standings. I mean, if they can move up to third, move up to second, well, hey, that's going to be a much better basketball season than what they've experienced the last few years.
We're going to pause now for the playing and singing of our national anthem.
And your Ashland Arrows. We live in a country with freedoms like no other. We ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor those that have served and are currently serving this great nation with the playing of our national anthem by the Ashland High School Jazz Band.
As we continue with the Janney Montgomery Scott pregame show, let's take a closer look at tonight's matchup between the Madison Rams and the Ashland Arrows as we go inside the numbers.
Well, Brian, I think this is interesting when you look at the stats, and we always had a saying as coaches that the film doesn't lie. You know, anytime a player made a mistake or whatever, we could always say, well, listen, if it's on the film doesn't lie. But sometimes stats do lie. And if you look at these statistics right now, if you look at them today for these two teams, this should not even be a close game. Madison should not even have the record near what they have. Let's look at it. Inside the arc, as a team, Ashland is shooting 52%. For Madison, they have one player, Jaden Jeffries, is shooting around 55% inside the arc. From outside the arc, three-point shots, as a team, Ashland is shooting 32%. That's Dimbo, Sturry, Bates. That's everybody is shooting 32%. Madison doesn't have anybody over 25%. Free throw shooting, and you know how many games come down to free throw shooting. Free throw shooting, as a team, Ashland, 75%. Madison has a couple of kids, Brooks and Jeffries, at around 65%. Let's look at scores where 50 points or less. I know that Coach Hess said he wants an up-and-down game. I don't think it's going to be a problem tonight. For when they score 50 or less, well, Ashland, we had the game. They scored 51 against Senior High and got blown out. Madison is 2-4. That tells me they want to go. 4 out of their 5 losses, they just haven't scored enough points. Now, one of their wins, obviously, was last Tuesday night against Lexington, where they shot 8 for 17 from the three-point line, which is unbelievable for them, and only made 7 shots inside the arc. But it was a low-scoring game. I think tonight it's going to be a higher-scoring game, but right here you look at these stats, and I would say, Ashland is a much, much better basketball team. They should win this game by 40 or 50. All righty? But I don't know if it's the it factor, what. Madison finds a way to compete and to win a lot of basketball games.
Well, part of it is culture. Part of it is a change in attitude, a change in mindset, going into a place like Lexington and getting a big win. Even if they're not scoring a lot of points, the overall score 43-42, but they were able to do the little things to get the game done, and that was something that wasn't happening in recent years.
Well, and to your point, on Tuesday night, the coaching staff put together obviously an outstanding game plan, but the players executed that game plan. And that was a game where, again, because of the team they were playing in Lexington, because of Lexington's size, they had to take away inside, and they did it. They did it. Tonight now, it's a different test. They got to take away the perimeter.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the Madison Rams, under first-year head coach Chris Armstrong, the backcourt, Ethan Spellman, Isaac Brooks, and Levi Zahner. Zahner runs the show from the point guard position. Jaden Jeffries, their leading scorer, averages 17 a game, 4.5 rebounds, and shoots 58% from the floor. Caden Clapper is the starter inside for the Arrows. Landon McFrederick, Luke Denbo, Kessler Bates, Grayson Sturry, and Luke Jurjevic are the starters for Jason Hess and his Ashland Arrows. Hess in his 7th season as the head coach here at his alma mater, in the first attempt of the game put up by Jeffries, and it doesn't go.
But a good sign for Madison. Jeffries is able to get to the hoop, not able to finish, but was able to get to the hoop. A better sign for Ashland.
Kessler Bates with the first bucket of the ball game from long range, and Ashland up early 3-0.
Yeah, we've seen Kessler hit some big shots, but that's a great way to start the game.
Isaac Brooks with his first shot attempt of the night, doesn't go. Another long range shot, this one off the front of the iron, but an offensive putback up and in by Grayson Sturry. And no matter how he scores, getting Grayson Sturry off to a good start has got to be huge for Jason Hess.
And again, last Saturday night he scored 22 points, but because he had a partner that scored over 40, that gets overshadowed. But we know he's a scorer.
Madison does a nice job of extending the possession. Brooks fires it inside, but the handle lost by Jeffries, and here come the Arrows and Luke Denbo.
Good defense by Denbo.
Denbo, they're going to call a traveling violation, so a turnover for the Arrows. Luke Denbo, the reigning Division I District 6 Player of the Year, and he's off to an even better start in his senior season, averaging almost 28 points a game. Ball batted around, and another turnover for the Rams, and here's Denbo in transition.
Nice pass.
Nice look inside to Djurdjevic.
That's always nice when you get a player like Djurdjevic, a big that can run the court like he did. Great transition, great save by Bates, great look by Denbo.
Here's Levi Zahner, who Chris Armstrong is very pleased at how he runs this team from the point guard spot.
We're seeing Ashland run a little bit of zone here again, trying to take away anything inside. As we showed you on the statistics, Madison has struggled this year from outside the arc. They didn't struggle Tuesday against Lex, but overall this year they've struggled.
Off-balance shot doesn't go by Jeffries, and Madison continues to look for their first points of the night as they trail by 7, 5.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Denbo launches his first shot, but Djurdjevic keeps the possession alive.
That was a nice offensive rebound. I think he rushed the shot just a little bit.
Brooks for three. And the rebound down into the hands of Grayson Sturry. Sturry almost lost the handle. Bates has it blocked by Clapper. And there is a lid over the Madison basket, but a turnover, and Jaden Jeffries comes away with it.
Well, Madison's got to find an easy way to score. In the half court, it's going to be tough. They're forced with perimeter shots. Maybe get a steal, maybe get a transition, get a layup.
Ethan Spillman draws the defensive assignment of Grayson Sturry, and Brooks is on Denbo.
And I think it's going to have to be a team effort on those guys. But then you also have to worry about Djurdjevic inside.
Bates misses a layup. And here come the Rams in transition. Zahner for three. Sturry from long range.
That was long.
10-0, and the Madison Rams call timeout. 3:45 to go in the first quarter. And if you're an Arrows fan, that is a very good sign.
Well, that's a good sign, but that's deep. And maybe it should be worth 4 points, but maybe that's all Sturry has to do is just back up a little bit.
Talking with Jason Hess earlier today, he said the confidence of Grayson Sturry is still there. He still will take those kind of shots. And that's the shooter's mentality. No matter the games that we have seen him in, he has not shot that well against Mansfield Senior and against Shelby.
You're right.
But as you mentioned earlier, he does have that capability on any given night.
No question, no question. And the one of the many things that Ashland does so well is they'll pass the basketball. Denbo will give it up. Bates will give it up. Sturry will give it up. So if you're open, those guys will find you.
Speaking of giving it up, Jarrett Mandzukic just into the lineup turns it over. So Madison struggling to get something going offensively here in the first quarter. And this is a team that you do not want to fall too far behind. Denbo for three. Madison pushes in transition up ahead to Brooks.
That's what they need. Get a little transition. Ball just didn't drop. What an outlet pass.
Sturry for three. Grayson Sturry has not met a jumper he doesn't like, whether in transition, whether in the flow of the offense.
Go back to that right there. A perimeter player got a defensive rebound, threw an outlet pass. Sturry just caught it, squared up, and shot. That's a heck of an outlet pass. There used to be a guy named Wes Unseld that could do that consistently, but you don't see that often anymore.
Well, Luke Denbo's only 6'1", but he averages almost 6 rebounds a game and also 6 assists.
Exactly. That's why I think West Liberty is so excited to get him.
Jason Hess just he talks about how fun it is to coach a kid like that, and he's the ultimate gym rat, and he said he just brings that passion and that desire. All he wants to do is win. He doesn't care what his numbers are. Denbo from the free throw line. And the first bucket of the night for Luke Denbo, and the lead is now 12. Brooks with a runner in the lane, and Madison finally on the board.
And that wasn't an easy shot. Good dribble penetration by Brooks, but there were a lot of hands in his face.
Denbo for 3, and this is the pace that Ashland wants.
I think it is. And it's a pace that Madison, I think, is more comfortable with. Ashland's just doing a better job getting back defensively.
And Bates traveled with the basketball.
Let me tell you a quick story how one of the many ways that Luke Denbo is different than me back in my day. Last Saturday night, where Denbo had 42 points and had tied the Ashland record for most points in a game. As time was running out, he had that ball in his hands. Coach told him, he looked over at Coach, and Coach Hess told him not to shoot. We don't want to rub it in. See, me, I don't look over at the coach. I shoot it and ask for forgiveness later.
Jeffries with his first 2 points of the night, and the lead is cut to 8. Another three-pointer in the air doesn't go, and Isaac Brooks clears the rebound. Seven seniors on this Madison team. Three-pointer in the air, and good by Carson Garrett.
And that was a big shot. That was deep, but that was a big, big shot. Somehow they have to loosen up that interior defense of Ashland's.
Denbo inside
nice.
To Jurjevic.
Stay with it. Great shot.
Jurjevic now with 4. We're under a minute to go, and the Arrows are up by 7. Jeffries for 3. And Jurjevic, who averages almost 10 rebounds a night, pulls down another board.
I think he's well on his way to match that tonight.
Denbo slows it down as we approach 20 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Well, he's going to dribble hard, get the defense to back up, and pull up for a long 3 is my predict. Oh, nice. Whoop.
No, instead he turns it over. And a shot goes at the buzzer. Tatum Turcotte for 3. And Madison only down by 4 as we head to the second. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Ashland up 14-10 as we start the second quarter. Sturry starts the second quarter with his 7th points of the night. And the lead is back to 6, and the end of the first quarter. Talk about a momentum shift.
Exactly what Madison needed.
Denbo turns the ball over. And then Tatum Turcotte launches a 3. So instead of Ashland being up 8, it's only a 4-point lead at the intermission.
And not only does he make the 3, he banks it in from
the banks
near
are open.
Half court.
Turcotte averages 3 points a game. He's at his average. He's like, I'll just take care of this here at the end of the quarter. Kessler Bates with his first 2 of the night, and Ashland pushes the lead back to 8.
One thing I've always been impressed with Ashland is they move so well without the basketball. Right there's an example of Kessler Bates cutting to the basket. But not only do they have people on ball side, if you get a chance, watch the people away from the basketball and their movement. What that does, not only do you sometimes find yourself open, but what that does is it keeps the defense occupied. Makes it much easier on ball side.
Jason Hess also has been concerned over the last few weeks about defense and how well they play at the defensive end of the floor. He feels they can score with anyone, but overall he says the defensive intensity and effort is getting better. Ball poked out of bounds, and it will go to the Arrows. Caden Clapper with the turnover. Bates for 3, and that one may have been partially blocked as it's knocked out of bounds. These two teams did meet back in December, with Ashland getting a 61-42 win. Sturry for 3. Zahner has it stripped away. Nice look up to Sturry. Djurdjevic there with the offensive rebound, and Djurdjevic now with 6.
And again, when you can get your big running the court like that, it's such an advantage. I think this zone has Madison a little confused. They're not having nearly as good of movement without the basketball. That's one way to get him out of his zone.
Ethan Spillman with his first points of the night. Spillman averages almost 3 points a game, and he has drawn the defensive assignment of guarding Grayson Sturry. Denbo for 3. Djurdjevic there to clean up the mess, though. And a foul on the rebound.
I think Luke Djurdjevic would love to have that back. Great offensive rebound, right where he wants it, right there at the basket, but can't finish.
First foul of the ball game called, 5:18 to go in the second quarter.
And it's not because of teams not playing hard or running the court hard. They're doing that.
A little bit of pressure by the Arrows. Zahner gets it into Brooks with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Draws the foul on Bates. And Brooks will go to the line.
You know, every time we have Ashland, we always talk about how they don't play a lot of players. They're playing up and down right now. Can they play 4 quarters like this? I think Madison's probably going to play a little bit more of their bench than what Ashland's going to play. So it'll be interesting to see as this game wears on, is there any fatigue from Ashland?
Brooks with a chance to split the pair, and he does. Brings Madison back to within 6. Denbo from about 11.
And I don't think people understand how difficult of a shot that is. He's a left-hander, but he's going right. And he pulls up on a dime for a jump shot against a very good athlete.
Zahner inside. And Zahner with his first points of the night, and he brings Madison again back to within 6. They're hanging around.
That's certainly a positive for Madison, getting to the hoop like that.
Sturry gets open from outside.
Here's where they got numbers. I think this is what they'd love to have.
Zahner for 3. In and out, but an offensive rebound put back up and in by Turcotte.
And when you have transition and teams are trying to match up, you don't always get the best matchup. So right there, a player left open underneath the hoop for an offensive board.
Denbo with a long 3 doesn't go, and Madison's going to get the ball back down by 4. A lot of confidence on the offensive side for the Arrows.
Well, it is, and I think Chris Armstrong has got to be extremely happy with that possession right there. I mean, Denbo is outstanding. But if you can force a perimeter shot like that, steps away from the three-point line, that's only going to help your defense.
Brooks from the elbow. And another extended possession, and this was one of the things that Jason has talked about, taking away the easy looks and extending possessions. One of those, Djurdjevic. Well, that wasn't an easy look.
No, and it got the crowd going, got the student section going. Now, I'll tell you, Brian, I'm not Mr. GQ, but I hate it when the student section dresses better than I do. These guys look sharp tonight.
Well, the last time we were here, they were in the camo.
Yeah, I felt good then.
Sturry is off to a nice start in this half. He's got 9, and the lead is back to 6. Brooks looks inside to the high post, and Zahner from about 8 feet.
Nice board, nice follow.
And Brooks gets Madison back to within 4.
I know Jason Hess said before the game he wants to limit easy shots, and I think what he's talking about are second shots and transition runouts. Here's a chance for a transition runout. Good take to the basket, an easy 2. I say easy 2, a short 2. Certainly wasn't easy.
Brooks now with 7. He averages 11 on the season. Ball poked away from Djurdjevic. And it'll be a foul. That'll be called on Madison. Be on Levi Zahner, his first.
Now with 2:17 to go in the first half, that is what, the first foul for Madison?
First foul for Madison, only 2 for Ashland. Denbo
Nice
inside
pass.
to Djurdjevic.
What a nice bounce pass that time. Good inbounds play set up. Very nice pass to Djurdjevic.
Brooks looks inside to Turcotte flashing across the paint. Jeffries. And that one was blocked, so Djurdjevic having himself a very nice first half here as the Arrows are up by 4, make that 6.
Yeah, that can't be something Madison can be happy about, letting Denbo, probably the best player on the court tonight, go coast to coast and nobody getting in his way.
Denbo cracks a little smile and claps his hands. Zahner for 3. And it's out of bounds, and a foul is going to be called on Turcotte.
You know, and that's team foul number 3, and that is a foul. It's a good call, but it's something as a coach you're not unhappy with. I mean, your kid was working hard. He was playing hard, and, yeah, he went through the Ashland player to get the basketball, but, geez, you know, it's so much more fun to watch kids when they're playing their butts off like both teams are tonight.
Denbo with the left hand doesn't go.
Nice Euro step.
Battle for the loose ball, and it's going to go to the Arrows. We're under a minute to go before the half. And a long 3 in the air.
Under a minute to go. There are a lot of teams in this area that would go for the last shot in the quarter. Not Ashland or Madison, though. They're going to take the best shot.
Swaysgood comes out. He was the one who launched that 3.
This is a good possession for Madison here. Boy, again, like they did at the end of the first quarter, scoring. It would be momentum right here if they can score going into the halftime.
They come up and trap on the screen.
You got
Zahner with a runner in the lane.
now you got to get a defensive stop if you're Madison. Nice move.
4-point game as we go under 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Do they run somebody at Denbo?
Denbo launches a 3. Well, the Arrows with a 31-24 lead as we head to the locker room. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm OH Report founder Brian Skoronsky, and you've just enjoyed first half action live and free exclusively right here on the OH Report. But stick around, still plenty more to come right here as our boys high school basketball returns after this.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware. Welcome to the Janney Montgomery Scott halftime show. I am Brian Harter along with Gregg Collins. We have got a good one here. The Ashland Arrows with a 31-24 lead at the intermission over the Madison Rams. Madison looking to come in and play spoiler in the OCC race. Let's take a look at the halftime numbers, and so far both teams are shooting fairly well. The 11 field goals that you see for the Ashland Arrows. Grayson Sturry off to a nice start. He's got 9. You see the 3 threes for each side. A rebounding edge slightly going to Ashland. And Madison with those 7 turnovers. That might be the difference early.
Well, of course, Madison had a few of those turnovers. Many of them, I would say at least 3, maybe even 4 of them early in the game when Ashland got out to a big run. You look at the threes, and Madison has hit 3 threes. But Ashland has forced them, for the most part this first half, has forced them to take perimeter shots. And I don't think that's Madison's game. I think if anything, in the locker room right now, they're saying, listen, maybe we need a little bit more ball movement, a little bit more ball reversal in the half court, and let's try to get the ball to the hoop. But first off, let's try to get some transition. Let's get some steals, let's get some defensive rebounds, let's get some runouts, and let's get that ball to the paint.
Now the two-headed monster for the Ashland Arrows, Luke Denbo and Grayson Sturry, each of them with 9, and both of them are really, well, Denbo does a really good job of creating his shot, regardless of where you are and how you're guarding him. Sturry has had some nice looks from the outside, and he hit a very long one from long range.
He did, and you think it Denbo with 9 points, and that's pretty good for Madison. I think if you can hold the young man to 9 points, that's great. Even Sturry to 9 points, that's great. But let's look at Jurjevic. He's got 8. He's doing a tremendous job at both the defensive rebounding and offensive rebounding. So that's another concern. You know that Denbo's going to score. You know that Sturry has the potential to score. You got to somehow keep Jurjevic off the boards and offensive putbacks.
Now, you made comment in the second quarter about how well-dressed the student section is here at Ashland High School. Now, we've done some homework, and we know that you can present a little bit of a dapper look yourself.
Yeah. Now, unless that's your funeral, I don't know why I was wearing a suit.
Madison trailing the Ashland Arrows 31-24. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with more of our halftime show right after this. You're watching Boys High School basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Denbo and the Ashland Arrows up by 7, 31-24 here at the half. Brian Harter and Gregg Collins. And I tell you what, as we have covered high school sports over the years, a lot of players jump out at me as players that are just really fun to cover. In fact, I can go back to Jamie Fike and players like that. But this guy here is something really special, and he can do a little bit of everything on the floor at both ends.
Well, he can, and I still think the number one thing he does is he can pull up on a dime. I mean, he can be going, it seems like, at full speed, giving 100%. And when you're doing that, the defense has to recognize that and give ground. And then he can just pull up and shoot a nice jumper. And he's so effective at that. He's done a couple of tonight. But I'll tell you one thing we probably won't have in the highlights that he does so well. He passes the ball. He finds people. When he penetrates, if you're going to leave your man, if you're going to double him, he's going to find an open player.
No matter how hard you guard him, and no matter, there you see his defensive prowess as well. And he takes a lot of pride in his defensive work and his assists. It's one thing to be a scorer. He's a complete offensive and defensive player.
He is. He's got to be a treat to coach. A guy that is obviously a proven player with his stats. He's also a hard worker. He's a heady player, and when he has the basketball in his hands, so many good things are going to happen.
Now I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you think of a player that you used to coach that is of that mindset and of that mold of the guy who just does a little bit of everything, can create his own shot, is a spark plug at both ends of the floor?
Well, the first name that comes to mind is Antonio Graves, who played for me at Mansfield Senior, went on and had a great career at University of Pittsburgh and played professionally overseas. He was so good, maybe a little bit taller than Denbo, but so good also at pulling up on a dime.
Madison gets the ball to start the third quarter, down by 7. And that's a good start for Levi Zahner, who now has 6 points.
And you notice what they did. They're able to get the ball to the paint, get the ball to the basket. I'm sure they talked about it at halftime.
Denbo wants contact, doesn't get it, and the Rams push it the other way. And again, it's Zahner. And ball is out of bounds. It will go to the Madison Rams.
But again, Zahner with dribble penetration. And I'm sure that Coach Armstrong talked about getting the ball to the basket. If nothing else, drawing some fouls. I guess with each team with only 2 team fouls, nobody's in foul trouble?
No one is in foul trouble. That is correct. Brooks with a offensive rebound, can't get it to go. Another follow there, crashing the glass hard of the Madison Rams, but they come up empty. Up ahead to Bates, and it's blocked, and a foul is going to be called on Caden Clapper.
Now the concern when you hit the offensive boards like Madison did, are you able to get back on transition, especially against a team that, like Ashland, that passes the ball well, but also looks down the court well.
Bates at the line with 5 points. Averages almost 7 points a night, 4 rebounds, shoots 69% from the line. Keeping an eye also on the Worcester-Mount Vernon score, and Worcester is up by 5. Mount Vernon, of course, tied with the Ashland Arrows going into tonight.
That was a good pass out to Jeffries, out stepping into a nice 3. He knocks it down. Again, if they can hit some threes, though I still think they want to penetrate as much as possible, but if they can knock down some threes, it's going to bring Ashland defense out a little bit more and give some dribble penetration lanes for Madison. Good help on Denbo.
And another
good
block
recovery.
Shot. Ball batted around and up ahead to Jeffries.
That was an outstanding play by Isaac Brooks. Going after the loose basketball, and instead of catching it, tipping it forward to Jeffries for a layup. There's the run out that they want. Get some easy ones.
Ball out of bounds, and it's going to go to Madison. Denbo trying to say it was poked out of bounds by the Rams, but the official's not buying it. I don't know if we can see it from this angle.
Has an official ever bought it? Never changed his mind?
No.
Except if they go to video.
Well, it'd be kind of hard for them to come up here. We're in the crow's nest up here. Pretty good vantage point for us. Brooks for 3, and Denbo clears the miss. Up ahead to Jurjevic. And a good no call that time by the officials.
And here's Madison on the run. This is what they like.
And Zahner keeps the possession alive. Inside to Turcotte. Ball poked out of bounds, and Grayson Sturry knew it. Madison down by 2. Brian Harter, Gregg Collins from Ashland High School, a battle of Ohio Cardinal Conference foes.
Nice
Sturry,
pass.
nice look to Denbo.
That was nice look, nice pass. Ashland with a run out.
It's the thing that Jason Hess has said about this team. They don't care who gets the credit.
Yeah, they're very, very unselfish.
Jeffries. And Jurjevic with some strength on the glass. Bates. Over to Denbo. And Denbo now with 13. And the Arrows push the lead to 6. Turcotte. Three in the air by Spillman.
Good ball movement that time. Good ball reversal. Outstanding rebound.
Levi Zahner with 8.
Zahner at 5'10", gets in there and gets after the ball and gets the offensive putback.
Then on the other end, he commits the personal. That's the second. Oh, they're going to call that on Brooks. That's his first.
Right.
Only the 13th foul of the half for the Rams.
That's more they had the entire first half. Nice pass.
And Jurjevic misses the bunny. And the Rams with numbers. Jeffries with an offensive putback.
And again, run the court, run the court. Jeffries with a good job of, or Brooks do a good job of avoiding a charge. Jeffries with the offensive rebound.
Ball chased down and a traveling violation as Turcotte could not corral the basketball. I think both these teams want this game, don't you see?
Hi, both teams are playing hard. This is so much fun to watch. You know, teams getting up and down the court, playing their tails off. Again, we talked about in the first half, Madison doing a lot more subbing than Ashland. What kind of legs, with this kind of pace, what kind of legs is Ashland going to have in the fourth? Great
Denbo
defense.
Blocked on the baseline. Up ahead to Zahner. Ball batted around, 1st and 10 for the Arrows. And a jump ball is called. The possession arrow goes to Ashland.
You know what's enjoyable is when the ball's loose on the ground, instead of seeing players reaching over to get it, you're seeing players get on the floor tonight. So often you see somebody just reach over, try to grab it. Tonight they're getting on the ground. Both teams want this game.
Denbo with a tough runner in the lane, doesn't go.
Nice rebound, a run out.
And Zahner doesn't make the shot, but he's fouled. Jack Sway's good, commits the personal.
Now, so far, 4.5 minutes into this third quarter, you see Madison running a lot more than they did in the first half. You know, my question is it something they talked about and really wanted to do, or is it because Ashland's getting a little fatigued already and Madison's starting to get the advantage on numbers? Either way, Madison is taking advantage and getting the ball down the court quicker and getting some great looks at the basket.
Final score tonight, Worcester has beaten Mount Vernon by 4. as Zahner makes both free throws. So Ashland now with an opportunity to take sole possession of first place in the OCC.
Nice pass, nice cut.
Well, and it's not handled by Bates.
Now Madison has a chance to take the lead. I don't think they've had a lead tonight. I know they fell down with 7-zip early, so the chance to take the lead for the first time.
Runner in the lane doesn't go, but the possession kept alive. Up and in by Turcotte, and Madison on top by 2. Actually, it was Clapper with the basket. Sway's good with the shot fake in the corner. And Sturry out of control.
And that was a good call. Sturry he thought he had an opening there. He took it, but Madison did a great job of rotating, and he had 3 players to go through, and that's just not going to happen.
Landon McFrederick back in for Ashland. Sway's good will sit down.
That's
Madison now up by 2 and looking to add to their lead as we go under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Three near by Spillman. His second 3 of the night, and this one puts Madison up by 5.
Heck of a third quarter by the Rams.
Denbo does not get the roll, and he is still on the ground along with Jurjevic. And at the other end, Isaac Brooks with another deuce. And a timeout on the floor. Jurjevic is hurt under the Madison basket. I don't know if we can get a replay and see what happened, but Jurjevic is in some pain. He went down, Denbo went down, Denbo got up.
Denbo went in for the layup against some defensive pressure and had to kind of move his body around so he wouldn't have an offensive foul. And then it was just a helter-skelter inside there to try to get the basketball. Right now in this third quarter,
there we get a look. Oh,
there he fell
Denbo
over each
fell
other.
into him.
Yeah.
And it looked like maybe his leg. Now he is up off the floor now. That is not a good sign for the Ashland Arrows.
No, it's not, because he played such a great first half, and that's one thing that Madison doesn't have is that kind of size inside to match up with. And you take him off, now you've got all perimeter players for Ashland, and you look at Jeffries, who's the biggest player. He's a perimeter guy, but he's the biggest player out there on the court.
Well, with all the guard play that the Arrows feature, and they have arguably two of the best guards in the area, he gives them an inside presence with his rebounding and his offense. And we've already seen tonight they've designed some out-of-bounds plays for him, and he's able to convert because he's a tough matchup. And there you see the Denbo just falls into his own teammate.
And Luke has done a great job, especially in the first half, of getting up and down the court. Now, that just means Ashland's got to go a little bit more into their bench, something they don't do a lot of.
Now they have an all-guard lineup, and they also have that guy, and he draws the foul.
Well, what you're going to see Ashland do now, instead of playing 4 out with Jurjevic being the 5th guy mostly around the basket area, now you're going to see 5 guys out, away from the basket. The question is Madison going to come all the way out on each of them? Certainly you got to come out on Sturry. Certainly you got to come out on Denbo. Certainly you got to come out on Bates. Do they come out on the other players yet now? Or do they, try to make those guys hurt them? Or, how are they going to play? It'll be interesting to see what the game plan is until Luke, if he can return, if he does return.
Denbo at the line with 13. He's a 72% free throw shooter. This is his first trip to the stripe. Does not get the bounce. And if you're Chris Armstrong and the Madison Rams, this is where you want your team. You are up by 7 on the road.
You've scored 20 points this quarter already. So you've got a good rhythm going. And again, I think it's because of good dribble penetration, good transition.
Fouls on Denbo. That's his second. So now we'll see how the Arrows respond to the Jurjevic injury. Brooks, the runner in the lane, doesn't go. Well, you can already see they miss his inside presence on the glass. Ball out of bounds, and it goes to the Arrows. He takes up a lot of space and brings a lot of energy inside.
Now, if you're Madison, you're going to maybe send one or two extra players to the boards because you have a chance to get some offensive rebounds.
3 in the air by Mowry, doesn't go. And Sturry with an off-balance shot and a backside rebound by Zahner, and the Rams push. Up ahead to Jeffries.
Nice transition, nice bounce pass.
Largest lead of the night for Madison. They're up by 8. And Denbo has a shot blocked.
Isaac Brooks playing great defense, getting a hand on the ball.
Brooks inside to Jeffries, and the Madison Rams playing unselfishly, and Jeffries misses a couple bunnies. Denbo. Timeout on the floor by the Arrows. 55 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Madison Rams with a 6-point lead as Luke Denbo, you see him taking this and getting it blocked inside. Madison bringing it to defensive end. They're bringing a lot of energy.
They are. And Isaac Brooks doing a great job on Denbo, giving him pressure every time he catches the basketball. And then they're getting the ball out and running with it, transition. We've seen in the first, 7 minutes now into this second half, but so many more easy baskets or shots in the paint from Madison in this quarter than we did the entire first half. Ashland did a great job in the first half of getting back on defense. Madison beating him down the court this quarter.
22-9. Madison has outscored Ashland in the third quarter. Zahner with a tough off-balance shot. Ball out of bounds. It stays at the Madison end. Now, we talked about Madison wanting to attack the paint before. They're definitely going inside now, whether it's on the drive or looking to pass the ball inside. There's Zahner again. Kicks it out to Spillman, who misses for the first time from long range. Three in the air by Mowry, doesn't go. Jeffries going to go over the back. First foul of the ball game for Jaden Jeffries. Well, when you're bigger than everybody else, you just feel you can just reach over and grab the ball.
Well, even from our vantage point, we look out here, and it seems like there's a lot of players about the same size until you get to Jeffries right now. He's got a couple inches, and certainly he's a strong young man. So, you know he's going to try to take advantage and use his strength and use his size and get some offensive rebounding. He's a good perimeter shooter, but right now he has an advantage of getting the ball to the hoop. Big possession, I think, right here for Ashland.
Well, Denbo agrees. He drives. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line. Well, when you need a basket, number 4 is a pretty good option.
Especially going to the left. I think if Coach had his way, Coach Armstrong, he would say, we're not going to let the guy beat us to the left. Now, yeah, he has a great pull-up to the right, but he can get to the hoop both ways, but he's so much stronger being a natural left-hander. Now, 8.8. That's a lot of time left, Brian. Ashland needs to get a stop right here.
Denbo completes the three-point play. He now has 19.
He comes out of the game. This will probably be his only 8-second rest that he'll have tonight.
Madison up by 3, likely to get the last shot of the quarter. Zahner in the lane. And that was too easy, but he missed it. That'll do it. And Madison with a 3-point lead as we head to the fourth quarter. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Brian Harter and the dapper Gregg Collins here at Ashland High School as the Madison Rams smell upset as they are up by 3 to start the fourth quarter.
Thanks to Adam, I won't be able to show my face at the Mansfield Y anymore.
No, but you can show off that suit.
Yeah, well, yeah. The guy didn't have the belly that I have either.
Jeffries spins in the lane.
Take advantage of that size.
The story of the third quarter, Madison outscoring Ashland 22-12. Luke Jurjevic leaves with an injury. I do not think he will return. Denbo shoots an air ball that goes out of bounds. You don't say that too often.
No, but again, good defense by Madison. You want to, if you can force Denbo into long twos, you've done your job.
Well, for Madison, they've gotten offense from 3 different guys. Jeffries with 11, Zahner with 10, and Brooks with 9. Jeffries for 3. Bounces around, it doesn't go, and a foul inside. And that'll be called on Turcutt. That's his second.
And that's going to send us to the line, which is a big advantage for Ashland right now. 1, they shoot well from the line as a team. And 2, it gives them a little bit of a rest. Again, they're not subbing a lot, so it gives them a little bit of a rest here anytime they get a chance to go to the line.
Mowry at the line averages 3 points and shoots 71% from the floor, or from the free throw line, excuse me, and he makes the front end of the 1-and-1. Well, every point's big here in the fourth quarter.
Every possession is big.
Now a 3-point game. Jeffries. And Jeffries is starting to take control now.
Just getting his own offensive rebound. And again, he's such a good player. Somebody's got to get in front of him.
Sturry with a tough drive. He's wrapped up with Zahner. And the possession arrow. And we got a whistle away from the ball. Perhaps a little warning here. Well, they call the foul on Zahner. That's his second, and I'm not sure where that came from. And Chris Armstrong needs to be careful. Chris Armstrong wants an explanation.
Well, you know,
they're like, welcome to the OCC.
Exactly. You know, both coaches, you know, are complaining a little bit being physical. But one thing, the referees have been very consistent. They're letting both teams play.
Here we get a look inside at the contact. And okay. Sturry splits the pair, and the Arrows down by 4. Nice athletic move inside, and Brooks cannot convert.
Now with a smaller lineup in for Ashland, Madison can switch all ball screens.
Skip pass over to Bates. And Denbo for 3 in the corner. His second 3 of the night. He makes it a 1-point game. Spillman with a runner in the lane doesn't go, but an offensive putback by Jeffries doesn't go. And this will be a foul against Madison. It'll be on Spillman, his first.
Yeah, if we get a picture down there at the under the basket for Ashland, you can see, Denbo's put everything into the game. He's got his hands on his knees right now. You see at the free throw line, hands on the knees. They've been doing a lot of running tonight. Again, is that going to be an advantage for Madison, who's played a few more players than what Ashland has, and we still have just under 6 minutes to go in the game.
Jason Hess has 4 timeouts to use. Bates now 3 for 3 from the line.
The 4 timeouts and the advantage of being in the 1-on-1 here, but will be in the double bonus from now on.
Tied at 50, the Arrows can regain the lead right here. And Jeffries clears the rebound. Now the Rams they want to be patient.
Not a bad idea. Make Ashland play a little bit of defense. Looks like they're trying to pound it in. Good double by Ashland.
3 in the air, doesn't go. Ball batted around. It stays with the Rams.
Nice passing.
Garrett for 3. And a tip up and in by Caden Clapper. Rams back up by 2. Sturry from long range doesn't go. Brooks on Sturry. Doesn't go, and Brooks knows it. He chased after his miss and completes the foul. There you see the tip in by Clapper.
That was a nice tip. It wasn't like he was standing there alone. He had a Ashland player right there with him.
So Bates will go back to the line. He's 3 for 4. Has 8 points. Make that 9. Bates only a junior. Well, we talked about free throw percentage, and the Arrows shooting very well from the line. They've only missed 3 free throws on the night. Jeffrey spins inside off balance and drops it. He's fouled.
Did we say that he was a strong young man? A body hanging right on him. He's still strong enough to get that ball off the backboard in.
He's got 17. He'll look for 18 from the line, and he wants to put Madison up by 3. And he does. The 6'4 junior gives Madison a 55-52 lead. 4.5 minutes to go in the ball game. And a rare miss by Denbo. He hustles to the other end as Brooks in transition misses a layup.
I think Isaac would love to have that one back. Good transition by Madison.
Inside
Better transition by Ashland.
Luke Denbo in transition now with 24. And Ashland pulls to within one. Brian Harter, Gregg Collins from Ashland High School. We have got a good one as the Ashland Arrows pull to within one on this cut by Luke Denbo.
6-6-8-0.
And as we said in our pregame, Madison probably won't win the OCC, but they can have a say in who does. Mount Vernon has already lost tonight, so the Ashland Arrows right now are alone in first place in the OCC, but they need to hang on and win this game and take sole possession.
Yeah, and that's not going to be easy, the way Madison has been playing. And I think this timeout from Jason Hess is what you alluded to earlier. He had 4 timeouts to go here going into the fourth quarter. That was just a fatigue timeout. Give the kids a chance to rest. Both teams are playing hard. Ashland kids, I think, from my standpoint, they're maybe getting a little bit tired. So that timeout, give them a little bit of a rest, get their legs under them again. Because, again, 4 minutes, 17 seconds, every possession is important. Now it's a chance for a defensive stop.
Those are the standings coming into tonight. You can put a 3 in the loss column for Mount Vernon. And the Arrows hoping that they can avoid their third loss in a 3-way tie for first, as Lexington does not play an OCC opponent tonight. So if Ashland would lose, there would be a 3-way tie for first with Lexington, Mount Vernon, and Ashland. But there's still a lot of basketball to be played here. Zahner for 3.
Nice box out, good rebound.
Up ahead to Bates. Sturry for 3 in the corner.
And it all started on Kessler Bates' drive baseline, kick out to the corner to Sturry.
Sturry with 13, and the Arrows back up by 2. Inside to Jeffries, who draws a double. Zahner in traffic. Ball batted away by the Arrows. And Mowry gets chased down from behind. It's out of bounds. It will stay with Ashland. Both teams playing hard down the stretch here.
But I think after that timeout, it just seemed to give Ashland a little bit of a pep, a little bit of a boost, you know, and we'll see. Probably go maybe another minute, and maybe Jason will have to get another timeout.
Ashland with 3 remaining, Madison with 4, Denbo for 3.
Good defense.
Jeffries clears the rebound. Zahner for 3. And an offensive rebound, back up and in by Isaac Brooks.
Good job being aggressive on the offensive boards by Isaac.
Boy, how big of a shot in the arm for the Madison program would this be to knock off Lexington and Ashland within the same week?
That would be huge. The 2 contenders in the conference, that would be huge. Sturry.
Bates for 3. And there's a little contact under the basket. Yeah, a little bit of contact. Both these teams, I think, want this ball game. Watch under the basket. There's a little bit of a shove by Mandusik. They call him for the personal. Sturry at the line.
You know what I like, though? It's obviously a very physical basketball game. Big free throw right there. Obviously very physical basketball game. Both teams playing hard. But it seems like the players have not lost their composure.
They have not lost their composure.
You know, they've for the most part, they've played through it, and you like to see that with young athletes.
Ashland up by 1, make that 2. As Sturry now with 15.
Who do you go through if you're Madison right now? I think they're going to try to get the ball, kick it inside somehow.
Well, Jeffries is what really jump-started things when Djurdjevic went out of the ball game. 3 in the air by Spillman.
And
well, that's his third 3 of the night.
And Ashland, you could see they were taking away the inside, so that perimeter shot was going to be there. and he knocked it down. Big shot.
He is 3 for 4 from the stripe. Denbo does not get the bucket, but he draws the foul. That'll be on Zahner. That's his third. So Denbo at the line.
Now, if you're Jason Hess, you've got a big question right here. If he makes one tied, it makes two, he's up one. But either way, again, do you take away the inside and give up that three-point shot? They've given up some three-point shots. Madison has knocked down some three-point shots. We told you before the game, the stats tell you they're not a good three-point shooting team, but this team finds a way to win.
Well, and this might be one of those reasons right there. He splits the pair. We're tied at 60. They look inside to Jeffries.
Good job playing inside out. Get it into Jeffries, then play out from there.
Zahner with the penetration and a foul. Zahner will go to the line. As the foul was called on Bates, that's his second. Levi Zahner, the 5'10 senior, at the line with 10. He's 2 for 2 from the line. A 54% free throw shooter on the season. He's now 3 for 3 on the night.
God, these kids just know how to be successful, how to win.
And 4 for 4. Well, and you asked how they're winning ball games with the numbers.
Right.
They're doing what they're doing at the most opportune times.
Yep.
Right now they're up by 2 against the Ashland Arrows on the road with 1:27 to go. And you definitely have momentum, you would think, in their favor. But the Arrows still have number 4.
Yeah. They still have Timbo.
Cannot count them out.
Again, now the question I asked earlier with Jason Hess, now I ask at the Madison side for Chris Armstrong. You're up 2. Do you run somebody at Denbo? Do you give a great deal of help on Denbo and leave somebody else open at the three-point line? Well, the percentages say, and I say, you got to stop Denbo first. No, you can't leave Sturry. You might not want to leave Bates. But there are a couple other guys that, if they knock down a 3, they knock down a 3. But, Denbo, and Isaac Brooks has done a great job on him tonight. But Denbo has the ability to get the ball to the basket and also to pull up on a dime. And I would just like to give as much help on Denbo as possible. The guy is a player.
Madison 62, Ashland 60, 1:27 to go, and this is going to be a good one going down the stretch. Madison with some soft pressure. Brooks picks up Denbo. Denbo in the lane, and it's blocked by Brooks. Now, the good and the bad of that, it looks great on a highlight reel, but Ashland still has the ball.
Well, exactly. Isaac Brooks is not your ordinary defender either. Is he a high jumper or a long jumper?
He's a hurdler. He was
hurdler.
3rd in the state in the low hurdles. He's just an incredible athlete.
Well, I know he's a tremendous football player, and I know that he's the son of a former player of mine, a point guard that was outstanding for me, Johnny Brooks. So that makes him good right there.
Timeout forced by the Madison defense. So again, we ask the question, how is Madison doing it? You look at the numbers and things like this. Right now, they're in a position with 1:14 to go to win this ball game.
Well, they're playing loose. And one thing, we've talked about Coach Armstrong. We have not seen his team play, but been impressed with when we look at their record this year, the teams they've played, how well they've played against them. Tonight, I'm even more impressed. The kids are playing loose. The kids are playing hard. Yeah, it's a big opponent. But, they just had a big game on Tuesday where they won. They could easily just sit back and say, listen, we've already beaten one of the big boys. Now it's just, right out the season. But these guys are playing their tail off. As you said, they're looking for win number 2 for this week.
Well, and he said that was an incredible confidence boost, beating Lexington the way they did. And that was almost a turnover. Look inside, a
nice.
Big shot by Camden Mowry.
That was nice pass by Bates, but a big shot inside against the strength. Now, again, how does Ashland play it?
Timeout taken by Madison with 50 seconds to go. So now we're going to go in the Madison huddle. Do you look for Jeffries? Obviously, you have a size advantage here. They have hit some big threes, but do you go with what has really gotten you to this point in the game? And to me, it's Jeffries.
Well, I think you're right, but, I could very easily see them saying, let's spread the court right now. If Dimbo's guarding you, let's give up the ball right away. But there are a couple of guys where we have mismatches. And if Ashland stays in the paint, then we'll go for the last shot. There's 50 seconds left. And maybe call a timeout late and go for set up a set, or maybe they'll just run with it. But if Ashland comes out and tries to play us, we think we're quicker. We think we're more athletic. Let's take them to the hoop, and that's especially where Jeffries can not only take them to the hoop, but he can also get in there for an offensive rebound.
So do you think they play for the last shot with 50 seconds to go and try to keep the ball out of the hands of Luke Denbo and Grayson Sturry?
And again, this is the first time I've seen them, but I have a feeling what they're going to do is spread the floor and let Ashland decide. What are you going to do? Are you going to sit back? If so, we're going to hold it and go for the last shot. If you're going to come out and play us, then we're going to look for dribble lanes.
Well, they come out and play. So let's see how the Rams respond.
They've got some guys in the paint right here, so they can be very patient.
Brooks is picked up by Camden Mowry.
Yeah, I think
they switch that.
I think they feel like they can hold the ball here. Ashland's going to stay in the paint. There's always going to be somebody open.
Now a timeout called again by Madison with 24 seconds to go. Madison with 9 wins on the season. Remember, this was a team last year that was 4-16. And you think about it also, virtually with the same players.
Right. Of course, they're a year older right now, but they're playing with a lot of confidence.
Trying to avenge a 61-42 loss to these Ashland Arrows back on December 14th. And I got the sense from talking to Chris Armstrong, he feels this is a different team now than they were back then. They started the season 2-4.
Right.
There were some growing pains, but since then they have put it together and they have played very well, winning 7 of their last 8, coming off of the big win, as we've said, against Lexington. And now they have an opportunity here. Win or lose, they have an opportunity here.
And with a new coaching staff, it takes time. You're not going to have everything ready by day one. I think Madison's going to do the same thing now. I think Coach diagrammed a set that they've probably worked on in practice, and they'll go with it when the clock gets down to around 12 or 10. But until then, they're just going to be a little bit patient, make sure Ashland doesn't get another possession.
Now Hess wants them to go out and get the ball.
He wants them to go out and get Brooks.
Brooks for a long 3. And we are looking at overtime here at Ashland as we are tied at 62. And we will play extra basketball here at Ashland. Do you think that happened the way that Chris Armstrong wanted it to?
Well, I have a feeling he probably wanted, when it got down inside 10, maybe even 8, maybe a little bit more aggressiveness, dribble penetration. It looked like maybe they talked about getting the ball to Brooks. They thought maybe they had a quickness advantage there of dribble penetrating. Because when Zahner caught the ball, it looked like all he wanted to do was get it right back. I thought he had a chance there with about 7 to maybe penetrate himself, and he's done a nice job of it. But I think, they were talked about, hey, let Brooks. By the time Isaac Brook caught the ball, though, there was a couple seconds left and didn't have much of a chance. And as you pointed out, it looked like Jason Hess could see that was coming, so he was asking his players to double, to run, at Brooks. Make somebody else shoot the basketball. Isaac Brooks, even though he's a tremendous football player, tremendous track athlete, that shot was deep, and that was straight on. He missed it, just short, I think, but it was straight on.
So Jeffries will go up against Kessler Bates. Again, Jurjevic out for the Ashland Arrows due to an injury. He is sitting on the end of the bench. He will not be coming back into the ball game.
And as you mentioned, that's just been a big, big loss.
Bank shot in by Isaac Brooks. And Madison back up by 2, but quickly up the floor and converting is Camden Mowry.
With a beautiful pass by Denbo. That young man just looks down the court. If you run the court, he'll find you if you're open.
Spillman for 3. And that could have been a big offensive rebound for Madison, but the ball knocked away. It'll stay with Ashland. Do you feel a team has an advantage right now?
Well, I would think Madison. Again, we've talked about their size advantage, but also they have to be fresher legs. Now, they played Tuesday night. Ashland had the week off, but, Ashland has not had much of a rest tonight. Nice rebound. That was a nice.
They're going to call a jump ball. It will go to Ashland as Bates misses the layup, and Luke Denbo in there fighting. Denbo, I don't care if I'm 6'1", I'm going after the basketball.
Yeah, he showed him the basketball, and that's a young man who just has a nose for it. He went right after it. That's deep by Sturry, but that's it. Big shot.
Third 3 of the night, and the Arrows up by 3, and Sturry with 18. And Zahner is poked. And that foul is going to be called on Sturry. That'll be his second. That is a long-range 3.
That is deep. That reminds me of an old Madison player named Brian Harter that could knock that baby down like that. At least that's what I'm told.
That's what you're told.
Good
Denbo
defense.
with a big rebound, and the Arrows with an opportunity to create some distance here. As we approach 2.5 minutes to go in the game, we're in overtime. McFrederick misfires. Sturry with an offensive rebound, though. And a timeout with 2:32 to go. And the Arrows take time.
I think that time, Denbo needed a little bit of tape job on his wrist. Ashland's had a couple of layups, right there being one where they've missed this overtime. Is it fatigue? Is it legs are hurting a little bit? I don't know, but those are shots they don't normally miss.
Madison and Ashland, 2 teams in the OCC. They go back to the old Cardinal Conference days. These 2 teams have been playing each other for a long time. And in fact, as you take a look at the all-time series numbers, Ashland leads the all-time series 92-53. They've won the last 3 in a row, and if they're going to get this 4th one tonight, they will have earned it.
Yes, no question.
As Madison coming in looking for the upset, and Ashland looking to gain sole possession of first place in the OCC. Mount Vernon has already lost tonight. They got beat by Worcester. So Ashland with a golden opportunity here with 2:32 to go, up by 3.
I have a feeling this is going to be something with Sturry, either penetrating and finding someone or finishing.
Denbo has it poked away, and here come the Rams. Jeffries.
Nice move. Went right up through the defense and scored. Nice move.
Jeffries now with 20. Denbo with a shot fake. I'll tell you what, Luke Denbo does that better than anybody. He is really good at getting defenders off of their feet. Ball batted around, and here come the Arrows. Denbo at the other end. Denbo at 29. The lead is now 5. Zahner for 3. And a backside rebound, and here come the Arrows.
Now they can be patient.
Well, instead they turn it over, and a timeout called by Chris Armstrong with 1:23 to go. A big possession here as Grayson Sturry a little slow to get up.
Good timeout by Coach Armstrong. This was a loose basketball, but as soon as Madison had any resemblance of possession, the referee granted timeout to Madison. It was a good timeout for the Rams.
One timeout left for Madison. There you see the student section. Now they know they have to step up their game as far as their attire because you brought out the serious hardware at halftime.
I don't think they can keep up with me. I mean, most of my clothes.
There it is.
There it is. There it is. Geez, I shouldn't have said anything.
See the smile, you know it. You know it. You got it going on, and you know it.
Oh gosh, I'm red-faced right now.
Ashland with a 71-66 lead, 1:23 to go in overtime. This has been arguably the best game we've done all year.
Oh, I agree with you. It's just been enjoyable to watch, and I think right now for Madison, it's a big possession. I think Coach Armstrong, number one, is telling his players, hey, the last 4 or 5 possessions, maybe we haven't scored, but we've got good shots. We've got good looks. They're going to go in, baby. Just if you have a good look, let's go ahead and take it. Again, I can see him looking, trying to get the ball inside, whether it's dribble penetration or just trying to get a post entry.
Brooks picked up by Camden Mowry.
You see Ashland doing a pretty good job of taking away the inside and causing the turnover.
Mowry at the other end. And the fans are into it now as we approach a minute to go. And the lead is up to 73-66. And Jason Hess and the Arrows can smell blood now.
Now, does your defense change if you're Ashland? You know, with a 7-point lead, you don't want to give up a 3. Do you get out and give a little bit more pressure off the ball?
Zahner from about 6 feet. And the last timeout called by the Madison Rams. With 50 seconds to go. Yeah, they will give Madison the full timeout with a 5-point game now, 50 seconds to go. So if Ashland hangs on, they'll get win number 11. Madison will get their 6th loss of the season. And I'll tell you what, if you're Jason Hess, this was a win that you guys needed. This was a game that Ashland had an opportunity here to take possession of first place, and they came out and they held off a very pesky Madison basketball team.
Well, if they get the win, you're right. You know, there's still so much time left right now with 5-point lead. Yeah, we know that Ashland's a very good free throw shooting basketball team, but is fatigued legs going to set in? Is Madison, who's been aggressive all night, so it's not like they have to turn a switch and come out and give great pressure on the ball and rotate, maybe trap. It's not going to be that big of an adjustment for Madison right here. So, the Rams are still in it. They don't have to foul right away. They want to be aggressive and go after the basketball.
Well, the question is, who do you foul? Denbo is 72% free throw shooter. Bates 69%. Sturry 92%. Ball batted around, almost coughed up. There's a slippery spot on the floor. And Denbo's going to be fouled by Isaac Brooks, his 3rd.
Yeah, I think you saw that, when they trapped Denbo on the inbounds, not wanting to foul him, but once they get the ball past half court, it was obvious he wasn't going to give the ball up. So you're going to have to foul him.
Denbo 3 for 5 from the line tonight. Oh, by the way, Denbo with 30.
Yeah. What do you have, 9 at halftime?
Yes.
It's still an off night compared to last week. Good ball movement. get a good look, get a shot.
Jeffries from outside. Denbo with the rebound. Well, and I tell you what, and Jason Hess has been really concerned about the Ashland defense, and I think the defense here at the end of the fourth quarter and in overtime has been the difference.
Well, and we were concerned, especially when Luke Jurjevic went down, and for a couple of minutes there, Madison was able to take advantage of it. But since then, Ashland's done a great job of taking away inside, cutting down some penetration lanes, cutting down the second shots. For an undersized Ashland team, did a great job rebounding.
He splits the pair. So Denbo now with 32. But look how hard he's still going at the defensive end. Zayner, I don't know how that went in. And it's a 6-point game. The foul committed by Ethan Spillman. Wow, that's cold. Just like football. Well, I'll tell you what. The Ram football program got a shot in the arm, too, when they hired former Ashland coach Scott Valentine. Sturry misses from the line, and that's a rarity. He's a 92% free throw shooter. Zayner for three. Now Jeffries from three, and that will do it. In overtime, Ashland with a 77-70 win over the Madison Rams. We will be back to wrap it up after this. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware. Welcome to our Janney Montgomery Scott postgame show. I am Brian Harter along with Gregg Collins, and if you wanted excitement and action-packed basketball, this was the game for you. We knew that Madison had played very well, especially as of late, knocking off Lexington, but they took that on the road, and this was kind of a test for them to see just where their program is. And if you're Chris Armstrong, I think you have to be pretty pleased with what you saw despite the loss.
You're right. You said they've been playing well, and they continue to play well tonight. They played against a very, very good basketball team tonight in Ashland, and, you know, obviously had a chance to win the game in regulation and take it into overtime. But, you know, it's something where, you know, I'm sure Coach Armstrong is not happy with the loss. I'm sure the players are not happy with the loss. But overall, you can just see the team is playing hard, they're playing together, and that's what you like to see in high school basketball.
Two things jump out at me when I look at these numbers. One, Ashland did a pretty good job of taking care of the basketball, and secondly, the trips to the free throw line.
Yep.
17 of 23.
Well, that's big, and I don't know if we mentioned it tonight. We've mentioned other Ashland broadcasts that Ashland's one of the few teams, and it's one sign of an outstanding basketball team, when you can make more free throws than your opponents shoot. And for the season, they have done that, and tonight they did it in a big, big way, making 17 free throws where Madison only had 7 tries.
Now you look offensively at what Madison was able to do. They actually shot and made more field goals than Ashland did. They tied them in threes. The difference comes down to what Ashland was able to do at the end of the fourth quarter and into the overtime. I was really impressed with what they did. They put the clamps on Madison defensively, and I know that has to make Jason Hess very happy.
He's got to be excited. When it was crunch time there late in the fourth quarter, when I kept saying that Ashland's legs were getting fatigued, Ashland came out and played solid defense. They took away the inside. They forced Madison to shoot from the perimeter. Madison knocked down a couple. They had 6 for the night, but overall they weren't able to knock down enough. And then Ashland did a great job, especially without Djurdjevic in there, did a great job of boxing out and getting some defensive boards.
Well, and that's going to be the big question going forward. In the third quarter, Luke Djurdjevic went out with an injury. Luke Denbo fell into him, and it looked like it might be a leg injury. We don't want to speculate on what it was, but he did not return. And with them getting ready for the tournament draw and getting ready for the postseason, if they would lose him for any extended period of time, that is not good news for the Ashland Arrows.
No, it's not. And I know Luke, and he's a great kid, and he's a tough kid. So if there is any ability at all to come back and play, he's going to find it. He's going to do it. But, again, I didn't even stay in a Holiday Inn lately, so I can't make a diagnosis of the injury.
So we're waiting on our player of the game, and I do not see him, so we'll take a break, and we'll come back, and then we'll have our player of the game. Ashland with a big win over the Madison Rams. We'll be back with the rest of our postgame right after this. You've been watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Here we go now. Here we go now. Here we go now.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Time now for tonight's Sutton Bank Player of the Game. No surprise, it's Luke Denbo, 32 points and a big win over the Madison Rams. And this was a game against the Madison team that has really improved over last year. Just talked about what you guys were able to do tonight against a team that you knew was probably going to be a lot more improved than the first time you played them.
Yeah, Madison's been doing very well. They've won plenty in a row, so we knew we just had to stick to our game, get out in transition, and I think we did that tonight.
Now back in the third quarter, I mean, obviously a big situation developed. Luke Jurjevic goes down with an injury, and according to what you were just telling us, it's a knee injury and it's not good.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of my best friends, and he's our leader on the court inside, so we're really going to miss him. It's going to be tough without him, but we got to rally around him, and hopefully we can do that.
Well, and if this game tonight is any sense of what you guys can do, you guys were able to rally without him. Madison was able to take advantage of it a little bit early by pounding the ball inside, but you guys still have yourself and Grayson to contend with at the offensive end.
Yeah, me and Grayson, we're a dynamic duo. We can score off each other. So with us, and then we got Kessler there too, and Landon and Camden, and then Sway's good off the bench. So we got some deadly weapons on the perimeter, and hopefully we can use those to get some wins.
Now I have to ask you, is there a range for Grayson? I mean, he takes some long distance threes.
Not really. He'll pull it from anywhere, and I got all the confidence in him to make it.
Well, one of the things that we really enjoy about watching you play is, I mean, obviously you get your points and your opportunities offensively, but you seem to take a lot of pride in setting up your teammates.
Yeah, I mean, I really take pride in my assists and passes. So, I mean, I look for the open man first, but if I'm there, I can score it. So if they double me, I'll pass it, and my teammates knock down shots.
Did you know that Mount Vernon lost?
I did not, so we're first place now.
You guys are in sole possession of first place.
Sounds good.
So congratulations on that, and a big win over Madison, and good luck. The tournament draw is coming up. Yep. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Congratulations to our Sutton Bank Player of the Game, Luke Denbo, 32 points, and a big win over the Madison Rams. But obviously tonight it came at a cost, as in the third quarter, Luke Jurjevic went down with a knee injury. He is probably done for the season. And as the Ashland Arrows look to advance to the tournament, that is a crushing blow for any team.
Well, that is. I mean, he is the one big inside, and certainly he's been playing awfully well. He's a senior. That's a big loss. Ashland, Jason Hess does not have a lot of time to come up with a game plan to put a lot of smalls on the court. You're talking about a team that does not have a lot of depth to begin with, and now they lose one of their key cogs.
Well, with the win, Ashland is now 11-4. They're 6-2 and alone in the first place in the OCC. And Madison drops to 9-6. They're 3-5 in conference play. The final score tonight, Ashland 77 and Madison 70 in overtime. I'm Brian Harter, and the dapper man right beside me is Gregg Collins. Our thanks to tonight's broadcast team. Adam Thompson is our producer. The fine camera work courtesy of Jory Hollenbeck, but most of all, our thanks to you for joining us. Once again, the final score from Ashland, the Arrows 77 and Madison 70 in overtime. You've been watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report, powered by BS Media Productions, the future of local sports. For Gregg Collins, I'm Brian Harter. So long from Ashland.